All right, J, Desiray, kiddos. I'm just reviewing. This is actually week 6 of module 4. So I'm just reviewing everything that we've already done. So we can refresh on some of the things. And I've also got a few more sentences to add for today. But let's go ahead and start with our song. Trying to make sure that the one screen works. Sometimes it doesn't want to work. Let's see if I can share it with you guys. All right. Come on. I can see it on here, but I don't see it. Okay, there it is. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start out with our song. I always like to listen to our singers. I like to hear our hymns. It actually, you can feel the energy. It makes you excited about the language and makes you want to speak the language. And you get to hear the elders. Usually they're the ones that are singing. You get to hear how they pronounce things, and it helps you to break things down when you're doing with singing hymns in Muskogee. And I know a lot of people have said that they learned actually how to speak Muskogee through singing the hymns. All right, so here we go. That was a good song. I know somebody came up to me before and told me that they sing that at a lot of funerals, but I think that's more of a encouraging, because you don't know, when you'll see somebody else again. So just reach out to your family, your friends, and I know I have a friend who I don't see her sometimes for years at a time, especially when we were in the military, and then we see each other when I come back to Oklahoma and pick right back up. So that to me is encouraging. Hey, this might be the last time, we don't know. Let's reach out to our family and friends and just speak with them and have that connection again. Because I know I was looking at, and I read a lot of, and hear a lot of our stories and histories when I look at the books and listen to audio books as well. But our people were community oriented, community connected. So just reach out to your family and friends and just share time with them. And that's why I said this is, to me, encouraging. Let's do it now, because you don't know tomorrow. You don't know even the afternoon. So that to me is encouraging. And like I said, somebody said, why are you singing a funeral song? But to me, that wasn't all that was for. Yes, it's used at funerals, but at the same time, daily, hey, reach out to your aunt, your uncle, and your loved ones just to make sure, hey, they're doing good. But that's part of our community and part of our Native history and culture that a lot of people don't realize. All right, so we are, like I said, on week 6. We've covered a lot of things from module 1, 2, 3, and 4. And last time, I think we covered module 1 and 2. So this time I'm going to cover module 4. And you can see how far we've progressed. All of this stuff is on the Google Drive. And I did put that on there a few seconds ago. The Google Drive. Let's do it again. There you go. Trying to do it again. All right. Sometimes it wants to work, and sometimes it doesn't. There we go. Copy, all right, and let's put it in Google Drive. And I am going through the Google Drive and trying to clean everything up and make everything look pretty. So if you see something there that wasn't there before, I'm changing things up a little bit. Let's see if I can show you an example of. Nope, no example today. Other than right here. This is one of the things I changed up. We did do this, I think, in module 3, and then the other one, and it was just typed out, but I like to make it look pretty because it helps me remember, it helps people remember, and it helps stand out from other things. So why I put all of these things back on our week 6 these are some of the things that I'm using in our sentences. So I want you to be really familiar with what we've been doing. I know, like the copy of the kitchen, we in class we do a lot of this because we're trying to do things and say words that are in everyday life, incorporated into our everyday life. So that's why I try to refresh and revisit these, because we can make sentences with these. Let's see, the bowl, the fork, the spoon, the plate, the glass. And I know somebody said domla is glass, but there's other words for glass. There's other words for almost everything if you think about our language. But yeah, this is the one that we're going to use this time. And if you know a different way, then use the way you were taught, but also know this is a different way to say it as well. All right, so kitchen items: etichka, bowl, chufanwa, fork, hakuji, spoon, balakna, plate, dumla, glass, hazadichka, napkin, siskida, cup, islavka, knife, alo balakna, pan, siskida bataga, saucer, hidudi hudi, fridge or refrigerator, okay, this is one that I haven't said in a while. Kosa, sink, ispaska, broom, ohlegida, chair, ohumbida, table, jadahaya, stove. So let's listen to our speaker speak.
Adika, Jofonwa, Hakoji, Balakna, Damla, Hazadichka, Siskida, Islavka, Halo Balakna, Siskida Imbadaga, Hidodi Hudi, Okoska, Ispaska, Ohlegida, Ohombida, Jadohaya.
All right. Like I said, I'm still learning, so I always like to listen again to some of the words that we're trying to pronounce so I can try to get them correct. It takes more than once, and language is a lifetime. The language takes more than 6 weeks. It takes more than 2 years. It's a lifetime of learning, because think about it, since you've been young, how many years have you learned English? How many things do you know in English that you don't know in Muskogee? It's going to take a while, but like I was talking to some of my students, is just keep going, and I'm going to show you why I do this. Let's see if I can find it. All right, here it goes. All right, this is why I do this. A note from me. I will leave you with the words of the Muskogee elder James Proctor from a recorded interview. And this is when this is one of the things I think that are on our YouTube, this interview that he had. And he was saying if we don't talk the language or be of concern about it, about the language, if we learn at least 3 or 4 things and don't forget the language and talk, we will still be here. That's why I said continue learning. So those are some of the things that ring in my ear and have actually, settled on my heart, is at least know some words, at least know a few words. And then while you're at it, learn more words. Keep going, keep going. So when we get to the realm with our ancestors, then you can say, I did all I could. I learned as much as I could. You were not able to speak because of this situation or that situation from boarding schools or whatever. So we were the voice for you. And that rings really, really deep in my soul, because we are the voice and the words. We're able to say that some of our aunts and uncles and cousins, some of our grandparents or parents, we are the voice, we are the speaking the words that they were not able to speak. So that gives me a good power of feeling good that I can at least try to carry on what they could not at that time. And thank goodness we're not in that situation anymore. We can speak openly Muskogee, and we can learn Muskogee. It's in colleges. You get some, College of Muskogee Nation has a certification program for the language. So this is all exciting to me, and that's why I do it, is I want to make sure that I do my part of our language and our culture, so I can share it with those who are like me and who want to learn. I know some of the young ones, we need to try to capture them, but speak what you can, and whatever you're doing and whoever you're around, you're gonna accidentally teach them Muskogee. If you're talking about Hombokstay, they're gonna know what that means really fast. And I know somebody showed me, and I've seen it on the internet, where this person was outside and it was in their yard was big, and they yelled out Hombokstay, and all these chickens come running. So if a chicken can learn Muskogee, we can learn Muskogee. So that made me laugh, because he was feeding him. It was feeding time, and he was speaking Muskogee, and all the chickens come running. That was funny. Look it up. You can actually Google that. Google that and look it up for yourself. It's just too funny. All right. So these are some of the Muskogee verbs. I keep talking about infinitive verbs that we conjugate. I have people come and go in our classrooms and our lectures. So I do try to cover back at the beginning in case somebody missed it, or sometimes you always pick something up new. But these are the infinitive verbs that we have been conjugating. You've got the infinitive verbs right here in the purple. You've got the one in the blue and pink, and there's another one up here. And so these are the words that we've been conjugating. I know, like I said, people drop in and out. Infinitive verbs right here in blue. So these are the words, when I talk about the infinitive verbs, how we conjugate. These are the word banks that we are currently using and have currently studied. And like I said, we are on week 6. So let me just go through and I will conjugate something. Let's see, that we've done in module 3 and 4. Amgen, Hokol, and Docini, Orsten. I had to sit there and think about that for a second. It's early, it's on a Monday, so I think I'm doing okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see. Oh shoot, I forgot to grab one of the infinitive verbs that we were gonna. Okay, let's go ahead and grab an infinitive verb right here from my list of infinitive verbs. And I'm just going to show you, these are all just refreshing. Pohida, which is to hear. So it's the second one down, pohida. Right here. Pohida. And let me go ahead and go through all of these infinitive verbs, and then I'll let the speaker speak it. So infinitive verbs, and you can see that this is later on in my teaching because I break it down into these syllables. Yahegida, to sing. Ohida, to hear. Opanaida. I know I always get that one mixed up because my tongue does not want to say that one for some reason. Opanaida, to speak, to talk. Ojejida, to write. Ohonanyada, nayada, to read. Hagekida, to cry. Athida, to go about. Adotkida, to work.
Yahegida, Bohida, Abonagida, Hochegida, Ohonagida, Hagekida, Asida, Adotkida.
All right, so I like the fact that if we lose the sounds in our classroom, you guys have the Google Drive, just come over here and just listen to it. Like I said, we're trying to emulate how the speakers speak. And we're trying to capture just those tones and those sounds that they have. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do pohida. To which one? Man. To hear. All right. See if I can get this done working today. Like I said, these are all refreshing things that we're doing. And I want to make sure you guys can see how easy it is. All right. And HE. Oh, ETV. Okay, there's your ETV. Ohida. And the way I have this structured is you can just conjugate and just drop down and go step by step. You drop your ETV, so pohida, you drop your ETV, you get your verb stem, po. And I hear people say it's also called the root. All right, no L grading, we only did L grading in module 1, and if you're not familiar with that, don't worry about it. So no L grading, like I said, just drop everything down. You add your ahan, the tense marker, going to. All right. Drop everything down. Oop. I guess I forgot to put the ahan here. There's your ahan and add your person marker. First person is in this situation, the person marker is because we're not going to do something. So ho, ahan, and then eco or go. And remember, the way we remember if we add the EKO or the KO is if this is a vowel right here. And that is a vowel, so we don't put two vowels together. So that tells me that we're not going to add the E this time. It's just going to be ko. Ko, 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 ahana, ko. All right. So like I said, these templates are made easy for us to conjugate. So once we conjugate, we can start making sentences. All right. Right. Let's go. Full, ahan, and then a person marker, I, and then we're not going to add the E because this is a vowel. Full, drop it down again. Full, and then there's your T. Full, ahan, full. There's your T, and then you add your os, which means am, are, is. Full, ahan, os. Drop it on down. This is your verb stem right here. Full, ahan means going to. Person marker, I. This part is negation, so it's not your subject marker. Os means am, are, is. Full, ahan, os. All right. Full, ahan, os. Full means, pohida, to hear. Ahan is going to. Is the person marker. Equal or ko is negation. So we're not going to hear. So I am not going to hear. So that is how you do your conjugation, and like I said, this is all from my notes when I was learning, right here. So it would be o, ahan, a, o, os. Hearing, going to, I, not, let's see, am. Because remember, os can mean am, are, is. Hearing, going to, I, not, am. And this one should be I. I am not going to hear. All right. So now you can see where we get from pohida to here to I am not going to hear. All right, right now, does anybody have any questions? The only thing about this is on the very bottom, let me see if I can show you. Right here. If I can imitate. Right here, we're still talking about I am. So just if you've already got it printed out, but I am not going to hear. All right. And of course, you know, that in itself can be a sentence, like you're sitting there, I'm not gonna hear. But these are starter sentences for later on when we add things to it. I'm not going to hear the sirens. I'm not going to hear the thunder. You know, if you're scared, you put your hand, you know, you put your hands over your ears. These are some of the things that are starting sentences. That's why I put this out here, is because these are some of the things that I learned when I was trying to learn Muskogee, is exactly what I'm doing. I'm showing you guys now. So these are from blood, sweat, and tears from my my journey on as far as I've gotten. And then again, you do the same thing. Pohida. And since we've already done the first one, I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can see in the second person, the template, it's already there. Just put pohida to here. Do your steps right here. Add your ahan, which is going to. Since the only thing that changed in module 3 in all of the steps is this one little piece right here. So if you get your pen out and you start conjugating, this one little thing is the only thing that changed in module 3, because it was I, you, and then third person, which is he, she, it, or they. So everything is exactly the same except for this part. Remember, it's means you, means second person. All right. So whenever you see a sentence and you see something out there and you see it's, you know it's second person. If you see it's either an I, and this is not, this is, you can use a or an I for I. So if you see a or an A right here, you will know that it would be first person. But since it's got the it's, you know it's second person. All right. And these are little tidbits for you to put in your pocket. And if you're looking at something, say you're looking at the Muskogee Bible, or you're looking at other literature, you can differentiate kind of what's going on and what's being said. So iko or ko is the negation. You add your subject marker and your os auxiliary verb, which means am, are, is. And again, o, ahan, it's equal os. But since the it's right here is not a vowel, we're going to add our vowel. So this time we are going to add equal. All right. O, ahan, it's equal os. verb stem forward up to here. Ahan is going to, it is you. Negation at this time, we are using equal. So whatever's happening, we are not going to. Subject marker T, auxiliary verb os. O ahan, it's equal os. You are not going to hear. All right. So these are simple techniques, simple ways to sit there and conjugate all of those infinitive verbs that I just showed you that are on week 6. So like I said, the only thing that changes in module 3, which is, this is a refresher, is the co or equal, because we're not going to do something. All right. Does anybody have any questions so far? And so, okay, one, and then third person, same template. Like I said, the only thing that changes is that one simple step. Right here, the person marker. Oops. Goodness gracious. All right, this person marker. And let's see if I can use annotate. Okay. So we're going to use the same word, pull it up. TV. All right. So just say that we've already conjugated, pull it up. So it's POH. And then you got ahan, you add your ahan. And then you got POH, ahan. Remember this part right here, open and close parentheses means that there's inside of that is implied. It's either she, he, it, or they. Because for third person, we don't have a marker. We don't have a V, an I, or it. So remember, third person is, for my notes, when I wrote my notes, I wrote it for this. Just to show that when we do our conjugation, we don't skip this step right here. All right. Oh, ahan. And then I would put that there for me, for my own remembering that it can be in there, she, he, it, or they. And again, right here, since this is not a vowel, we're going to go ahead and add this vowel. So we're going to add the whole thing. O ahan equal. And then you add your T, your subject marker. Bring everything on down. Like I said, this is going to take a little bit of work on your end, because the more you do this, the more you remember. And you get to the point where all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I don't even have to sit there and conjugate it. You can conjugate it in your head. So that is the cool thing about doing step by step by step. All of a sudden you'll remember, oh, okay, this is what it means. This is how it works. And os means am, are, is. So the final version of this is full ahan equal os. Full ahan equal os. Okay. And you can put she is not going to hear, he is not going to hear, it is not going to hear, they are not going to hear. All right. Again, verb stem going to is ahan, parentheses, she, he, it, or they. That's the person marker. Negation, go or ego, equal. Subject marker is T or T. And your auxiliary verb is am, are, is os. And let's see. Okay. So you would be full ahan equal os. Full ahan equal os. So like I said, it could be she is going to hear, he is going to hear, it is going to hear, they are going to hear. And remember, since the person marker would be right here, there's no person marker, so you know it's third person. Otherwise, it would be I, it's, and then since it's nothing, That's the placeholder for nothing. So right now, because there is nothing here, we know it's third person. And that's when you can substitute she, he, it, or they. All right. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we go on? I know for those of you who've been with me through all of these steps, it's getting easier. But for those of you who may have just jumped in, it might be a little confusing. But these are the templates that I had started out when I was learning to conjugate for the different rules, because conjugating for different things has different rules. All right. So that was, we are not going to do something. And that was module 3. If you see right here, it says module 3, module 3. So now we're in module 4. And I guess I should have showed this before, but this was module 3. Future one negation. The future one tense negation shows that someone is not going to do something. There's no L grading in future one tense. Future one negation, drop the ETV, add the ahan, add your person marker. Equals I, it gives you, and nothing. Add your negation, full or equal. Add your subject marker T. Add your auxiliary verb else. So basically, just what I showed you on this template, that was all the rules. So you can look at it this way and see the rules, or you can just sit there and go through the steps that way. Those are the same rules. It's just added a little bit more notes, color coding, and extending exactly what we're doing. Anybody have any questions? All right, so that was module 3, future one tense. We were not going to do something. So since we last module we weren't doing anything, this module we have covered what we are going to do. So future one tense rule shows that someone is going to do something. There's no L grading in future one tense. You drop your ETB, you add your tense marker ahan, your person marker is I, it's, or nothing. Again, your declarative ending is S or ES instead of os, it's S or ES. And that means am, are, is. All right. So again, like I said, through all of going to college, all of these notes, I was able to put it into a template. Same idea, same idea. Again, it's got the step-by-step of what I just read you. And I will not try to stretch and do this again because I'm not as tall as some of our Mvhayvs. So I got to stretch for the top part up here. But you can put bolida to here. Again, you drop your ETV, you get POH, full. That's your verb stem. Again, people call it root. No L grading. So you just drop full. And then you add a han because we are going to do something this time. Full a han. You add your person marker I because we're talking about I, first person, I. Full a han. And then I's got the A sound, remember that. Drop everything down, full a hanes. Add your declarative ending, which means am, are, is. So POH, ahan, you got the I and the S, full ahanes. I am going to hear. Drop it on down, full ahanes. I am going to hear. All right, and then you can put, in front of this, you can put, like right in front of this ahan, you can put otomy. The car. Car, full ahanes. I am going to hear a car. You can put fuswa right in front here. Fuswa, full ahanes. I am going to hear a bird. Just simple sentences. Like I said, we are trying to get everybody used to making sentences, and these are simple sentences, but they you have to figure out how to conjugate to know what you're saying. I know that there's a simpler way, an easier way, but like I was speaking to some of the people who've been in my class for a while, this lets you know what you're talking about. And so you don't have to go, okay, what does this mean? Asking 3 different people, getting 3 different answers. You can sit here and figure out what the heck you're talking about. Well, ahan, ahan is going to. This one, again, the only thing that changes in the template is this part right here. It's because we are talking about you. Well, ahan, it's. Well, ahan, it's. You add your ES. The reason why we add the ES right here is because K is not a vowel, so we add the ES. If K was a vowel, then we would just add the S. Po ahanitskis. Po ahanitskis, verb stem to hear, poeta, hearing, hear, going to, I am. Right here, POH, po ahanitskis, I am going to hear. Again, you can put in front of there, automy, I am going to hear a car. Pucho, I'm going to hear a duck. See, Iva, I'm going to hear a dog. So these, like I said, are the beginning of our simple sentences. And now you know what each part of these sentences are. Let me finally go to the third template. I know this is fast review, but you can see where we get from poeta to here, all the way down to I am hearing, you are hearing, he is hearing, she is hearing, they are hearing, it is hearing. All right, poeta. You would put it right there to here, all the way down. Verb stem POH, po. Again, add your ahan, going to. Remember, this is the only part right here that changes in these templates for module 4. Ahan is right here, you add your, because this is third person, there's really nothing there. This is, like I said again, to keep me in order, to make sure that I went through the steps. So po, ahan, and then you add your person marker, which is nothing. Again, po, ahan, and since ahan ends with an N instead of a vowel, we add the ES. That's why there's an ES. If there's a vowel, we don't add a vowel. If there's no vowel, we add the vowel for ES. Po ahanes. Again, POH, po ahanes. Again, that's not, this little parentheses is not there, so forget about it. Here, you can see how it would look. Po ahanes. You see that there is no parentheses because that is third person. There's no I, there's no there's no it's. So it's ahan, which is third person. She is going to, or she is going to hear, he is going to hear, it is going to hear, they are going to hear. Remember, those can be different, you know, she, he, it, or they is going to hear. This is in Google Drive. If you guys are kind of, if I kind of lost you, you can go back and you can look at it. Like I said, the only thing that changes is the person marker that we've gone through and done everything. All right, so looks like we're doing pretty good. Anybody have any questions? Anybody need me to cover anything again? All right, so again, these are the infinitive verbs. Litkida, to run. Nojida, to sleep. Legida, to sit. Yakabida, to walk. Walkida, to lie down. Akopanida, to play. Upanida, to dance. Daskida, to jump.
Litkida, Nojida, Legida, Yakabida, Wakida, Akobanida, Obanida, Daskida.
All right, so now we get to hear how the speaker speaks. And let's see, this one I don't know. This one does not have audio to it. This is a PDF, so I grabbed the wrong thing. I usually put it on PowerPoint so we can hear the speakers. And let's see, let me go ahead and pronounce it. And like I said, I went back from in the Google Drive and I put it in syllables so that the sounds so we can hear it. Uwithida, to stand. Ayida, to go. Hayida, to make. Nizida, to buy. Umbida, to eat. Iskida, to drink. Yijida, to see. Getada, to learn. I think it was module 2, no, module 1, I think this is it. There is a PowerPoint and it does have the speaker speaking it. I just grabbed the wrong one for classroom time. All right. Again, I share with you guys the numbers because I think these sentences may have numbers in there. Nope, they don't, but let's go ahead and go over numbers anyway. All right. Gitka, numbers. And I do have a PowerPoint out there in the Google Drive that has the person speaking the numbers. All right. Again, when I say when I sit there and I count in Muskogee, I always do it differently because I'm used to 1, 2, 3 in English. I do Amgen, Pokolen, Duchinen, Osten, Jakiben, Ibagen, Polabagen, Chinabagen, Ostabagen, Balen. And when I teach, especially my little one, I'm like, oh, Balen. So it's like everybody's happy. And these little things help not only me, but help my little one to remember, because they'll start mimicking. Amgen, Polen, Tochinen, Osten, Jakiben, Ibagen, Polabagen, Chinabagen, Ostabagen, Balen. So these little things help not only me, but other people remember some of the numbers, some of the ways we speak. And I forgot what it's called, but you use your body, you use movements to remember things. All right. And like I said, we're just going over some of the things that we've already learned because some of these may be in our sentences today. All right, so the Muskogee place settings. Okay, and it says Muskogee place settings. Coffee, Siskira, cup, Chofanwa, pork, Homoji, pepper, Sihasadichka, napkin, Balakna, plate, Okjanwa, salt, Akuji, spoon, Ohombida, Osanga. Can't even see what that is. Hold on. Okay, tablecloth. My little Zoom thing was in the middle. Okay, tablecloth. Islavka, knife.
Coffee. Shishkira, cup. Chifonwa, pork. Homoji, pepper. Sihazadika, napkin. Balakna, plate. Ukchanwa, salt. Hakoji, spoon. Okombera, osanga, tablecloth. Islavka, knife.
Right. Like I said, I like to hear our speakers speak because you always, oh, I got screen sharing pause. Sorry about that. But you always get to hear what the speakers are sounding like and how we're trying to get to how they sound with all the tones and all the inflections of our language. All right, before I go on, does anybody have any questions? I know that's kind of fast, but we, like I said, we've been just reviewing. So just in case anybody is out there that needs this, let's go ahead and look at Muskogee words. Week 1, this is week 1, module 1, or yeah, week 1, module 1. All right, so this is our alphabet or sounds and tones. A fudgky, chi, chissy, ido, igana, figi, hilokwa. Okay, T daklegi, TD sound, T daklegi, kiba. Oh wait, something's up here. Okay, I don't know why H and T is right there. All right, how many weeks have we been doing this? That's okay though. Well, daklegi is bread. Kibala, lihaya, mikasepka, jogo, which is church. Nini, Osten, Benwa, or Thli, Taco, Simaga, C, P, Dava, TD, Duchinen, 3, Aji, we, Waga, Yi, Yikchi. All right, something was a little, I think I made a mistake here on doing our alphabet, but that's okay. And you hear Mvhayv Barnett and some of our other Mvhayvs talking about Muskogee sounds right here, like E, D, O. Those are the sounds of E, T, O, E, D, O. Again, English phonetics, Ido, tree. All right, and then right here, he, E, Li, O, Ki, we, So if we were going to spell that out in Muskogee sounds, that's what it would sound like. English phonetics, Ilokwa, which means gum. All right, so this is in the Google Drive. If anybody has any questions about that, I also have it in here in week 6, class 1. If you wanted to go back, it's also in Google Drive, the very first module. All right, so that brings us to our sentences. Woohoo! All right, challenge time, guys. All right, does anybody know what the very first sentence says? First of all, let me ask, the very first sentence right here, what is it, first, second, or third person? This very first one right here. And why? Well, how do you know? Okay, if you can unmute or type it in chat, just let me know. First, second, or third, and how do we know that?
It's third person because there's no person marker.
Right, exactly. Good job. There's no person marker. There's no or there's no I, or there's no it. So it's not first or second person. Since there's no person marker, that's third person. All right. Can you, do you know, does anybody know what the sentence says? Anybody want to take a guess?
He, she, it, or they are not going to buy grapes.
Yes, yes, exactly. He, she, it, or they are not going to buy grapes. How do you know that they're not going to do it instead of going to? You're on a roll. Good job.
Oh,
All right, eco, because ahan means going to, eco means not going to, or ego means not. So they, he, she, it, or they are not going to buy grapes. Good job, good job. All right, so the second one, does anybody know what person marker that is? All right, go ahead.
First person.
First person, all right. Now, how do you know that's first person?
It's the V.
Yes, the V. Nesehan akor os.
Hana, yeah.
So what does that sentence say?
T, Uzzy, it's T. You're not going to go buy tea.
Yes.
I am not going to go buy tea.
Yes, I am not going to go buy tea because you just said it right here. The means I am not going to buy tea. All right, good job, good job. All right, next one. This one should be easy because it's so long.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
You.
Two, right, second person. Okay, and what does the sentence say?
I am not going to eat red beans.
Yes.
I meant you.
Oh, you. Thinking you because you're talking about that. That's kind of funny. Yes, you're right. You were not going to eat red beans. All right. So you are not going to eat red beans. Good job. And to me, I think the giveaway is the it's because it makes it extra long. All right. Okay. Anybody have any idea on what person this one is? And it is
First.
first. All right. First. And again, why is it first? How do you know?
It's the Hana. tells me it's first, it's not.
Right, right, I can either, depending on which conjugation you use, it can be either I or so I or V, A or all right. So what is the sentence saying? Does anybody know?
I am not going to eat strawberries.
Yes, good job, good job. I am not going to eat strawberries. All right. You guys got the hang of this one. What about this one? First, second, or third?
Third,
Third, all right. Okay, and what makes this stand out as being third? How do you know it's third?
the hane, it's the E in the ahane, on the hanikodos,
Okay,
the E.
So- the E, no. You're close.
No person marker.
Person marker. Remember,
Right,
is going to, equal is not. So there's no person marker in this. It would be either a I or a or it's. For this one, it would be the because we're conjugating in not going to do something. So the is not there or the it's is not there. So that makes it the third person. The reason why we have equal is because a han ends with an N. Remember, a han ends with an N. Let's see if I can make that a little clearer here. So here, there's no person marker. That's where this would be. A han is going to. There's no person marker right here. And equal, both of those is not. So she is not going to eat rice. He is not going to eat rice. It is not going to eat rice, or they are not going to eat rice. All right. That is the differentiation right there, is there's no and there's no it's. All right. So that's why we know that that's third person. All right, go. You guys are doing awesome. Awesome. And the final one on this one. Does anybody know what person marker? First, second, or third?
second,
Second. All right. Can somebody tell me why that's second person? Which part of it shows you second person?
Itsuki,
It's.
Oh.
Remember, equal is not. So it's is our second person. Yeah. So that, I know sometimes it gets a little confusing, but okay. There's our verb stem. Verb stem. Nisida, to buy. Ahan means going to. It's second
You.
person. Equal is not. Yeah, so verb stem by, ahan going to, it's is you, not. Remember, this is am or is. All right. So by, going to, you, not, are. Doklegi. And what is doklegi? Anybody remember what doklegi is?
Bread.
Bread. Okay. You are not going to buy bread. All right. Good job. You guys are doing good. So like I said, this is out there on the Google Drive if you want to sit there and put notes on it and make reference to some of the things I just pointed out, because you know, the more you practice, the more you remember, the more you retain. And even writing, I don't know, to me, when I had to conjugate every single one of them and write it all out, that helped my muscle mind memory. I remembered how to do things. I remembered how to do everything. And even when my mind went blank in one of our, okay, not gonna say one, many of our tests. I sit there and I just go blank and I sit there, okay, I know this, I've done this. Sit there, relax for a second, and my hand would start moving because it had the muscle memory, and then made my mind go, oh yeah. So people think that that's a crazy way to do it, but you know, what works. And if you can remember that way, do it that way. All right. Add the person to change the sentence. Okay. On that one, what is the person marker on that one?
There's not one.
All right, so if there's not a person marker, what does that mean?
Third person. You're talking about he, she, or it's.
Right, so since we put right here, Istiwanaya, which is the policeman, that can be in place of she, he, it, or they. So Istiwanaya, the policeman, is not going to sleep. Yep. So you can, that's when, like I said, we're going from really simple sentences to adding on. So Istiwanaya, and that is in one of our vocabulary from previous weeks. Istiwanaya no jahani kot os. The policeman is not going to sleep. All right, does that make sense? All right, okay. And this one again, it's going to be third person because we were talking about something. It's not a he, it's not an I, or it's not a you. So it's third person again. Mahaya wagabiji nisehanekot os. So what does that say? Does anybody remember? Because I added two different words.
The teacher is not going to buy milk.
Yes, exactly. The teacher is not going to buy milk. That's why like I said, when we start conjugating, we can, you know, the conjugation is a sentence itself, and then we can start adding on to it. And that's what we're doing right here is adding on to it. So the teacher is not going to buy milk. All right. And the last one here, third person. Why is it, how do we know it's third person?
No marker.
No person marker, all right. And the person marker would go from between the N and the E if it was the first person or second person. But since it's not there, we know it's third person. Togahija daskahanikot hos. Daskahanikot hos. So what is that one saying? Does anybody remember?
The student is not going to jump.
Is not going to, is it jump or is it dance?
Jump.
Jump. Okay. All right. Jogahija daskahanakot os. The student is not going to jump. All right. So that looks like we've made it to 1 o'clock. I just want to say thank you guys. You did awesome. I know, like I said, when I learned how to do this, I had to write all my notes. You guys have all my notes, so I give you a little leg up. And you didn't have to do the crying. You didn't have to do blood, sweat, and tears. So, you know, if I can make it easier for you, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions before we call it a day? I'm going to try to make up some more sentences. We're just going to add more vocabulary words and try to, you know, just, right, it goes so fast. Try to just conjugate more, and that'll help. When I ask you guys questions, that helps you to think about, oh, shoot, okay, and it helps you remember. And the cool thing about it is you guys are helping me to learn and remember as well. All right, so it's reciprocal. All right, and I want to say thank you for coming. And I'm saying Mado, and I'll say Hadam to you, please. I will see you all again. Mado.